If you enjoyed the following video, please give a thumbs up. Enjoy the video. Swah 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 raffle 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 raffle.
Prepare to face the mother of all the bad things to ever come out of the fine country of Canada.
This is Fresh Talk.
Welcome to Fresh Talk, and today I'm talking to you about the worst thing that could ever come out of Canada. Well, some people say it's musicians like Justin Bieber and Drake who are actually great on so many levels. Some say it's American politician Donald Trump wanting to ban all Canadians from the United States. Some people even think it's my late mom. However, to me, and to most Canadians, it is actually none of that combined. It is actually the worst out of all of this, and I am calling it the most popular Canadian children's cartoon, Caillou. Now, based on the children's book series, which began in 1987, Caillou is this cartoon that centers on the daily life and times of a bald-headed 4-year-old boy. That's right, the life of Caillou, and that is that. But oh my gosh, everyone hates Caillou. People everywhere are giving this show a thumbs down for its slow pace and boring tone. Of course, you may be wondering why this show is an extremely dreaded cartoon, why it's getting a lot of thumbs down. I'll tell you why. Because he is so annoying and bratty on so many levels. And why else? He has very little manners and respect, and he's constantly whining and complaining. I, for one, am dead freaking serious. All the time. I'm tired of it. The bald-headed kid is whining all the time. Apparently, there are two sides to this little guy. Like if you look over here, the angel will appear, indicating that Caillou is a normal kid who explores the world around him. And if you look over here, the devil will appear, indicating that if Caillou were a music album, you would put it on a record player, and all you hear is just a screeching soundtrack that consists of Caillou's constant whining and doesn't know when to stop. That's all the show is. It's just about an all-around naughty kid who always whines his way through life to get what he wants. Like, whenever he experiences Murphy's Law and things are not going well, you just hear him going, "Silly old car! Silly, silly, silly! Help! Mommy, Daddy, the scratchy monster! I wanted this! It's dark in here! Blah, blah, blah!" Like, is there something wrong with that boy? Something snapped in his mind? Like, come on! Knock it off! He really needs psychiatric help. The next thing that's really awful about Caillou is that the title character can even throw out some embarrassing temper tantrums. That part is even included in the original opening sequence during the line,
"Growing up is not so tough, except when I've had enough."
Like during the second part right here, where Caillou says,
Except when I've had enough.
you just see him smashing his toy car and whining and throwing a temper tantrum with gunk on his face like he doesn't seem ashamed of it. He's proud of his whining and complaining. He thinks as long as I whine and complain through life to whatever stands in my way, I'll end up getting what I want. And you know what I hate most of all? There are parents out there who let their children watch Caillou for the first time, and after only one episode, those who are very young and view this utter piece of rot start to emulate Caillou's actions. Like when I was very young, I read the Caillou board books and then turned over to the television, and after only a few viewings, I would constantly whine and complain and try to get what I want, which all went away skadoosh as I grew up. It's all gone. My late mom thought that I was whining and complaining by doing all the movie and TV quotes that I still do today, when I was actually not whining. When I watched other childhood shows like Dora the Explorer, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and Bubble Guppies, they would teach me something. All Caillou taught me is how to destroy a 24/7 Canadian children's TV network. And for those of you who don't know what Caillou means, it's actually the French word for stone or pebble. The French word for an object that you just want to throw at the title character after listening to his whining for 10 minutes. While I found the characters in these shows quite charming and pleasant, this character's face and voice makes me want to throw that stone at him. And you know the worst part about why children are being influenced to be as whiny and bratty as Caillou? And why the show is turning children's television into a toxic poison stew of insanity? Well, it's the fact that he would always whine and complain even through everything in his life and there are no consequences, lives in a world with no discipline and no consequences to his every action, where nothing bad happens to Caillou, even at his unbearable behavior. And what about his parents? Well, they don't feel like parents to me. They're just mindless losers put on his world to serve him by doing everything he wishes and deal with his rot. That's why children think Caillou's actions are okay. And the chances of watching an episode of Caillou where you would actually learn something just like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and Sesame Street is as small as 0%. You'd be wildly lucky if your kid were to watch an episode of this Fairy Floss program and learn something from it, with the exception of being a whiny brat. That's the real problem, is that it encourages those who watch it to be whining and complaining. There have been several petitions to get the show off the air, although the show ended after 5 seasons in 2010. Like, who would make a show about a kid who always whines and complains? Please consider staying away from that show. Please do. Thank you all for watching. Keep it locked for more fresh talk, and if necessary, subscribe. Bye! Take that, Caillou!